Why did my daughter's headaches stop after what we found? My daughter Chloe started getting these terrible headaches when 3rd grade started in September. They only happened at her homework desk, which made no sense to me. First it was maybe once a week, then every single day. Our pediatrician said, it's just school stress, totally normal. We got her eyes checked thinking she needed glasses. Perfect vision. I moved that desk all over her room trying to find a better spot. Nothing worked. The headaches kept getting worse. That Thursday afternoon, Chloe was doing her math homework when I heard her scream. I ran upstairs and found her on the floor holding her head, tears streaming down her face. She threw up right there on her carpet. I scooped her up and carried her downstairs, and within 2 minutes she was completely fine. Just like that. My husband said, she's faking it to get out of homework. That really pissed me off because I knew my daughter. I tried absolutely everything after that. Bought a new desk, new chair, had the walls tested for mold, even brought in some guy with special equipment to check for gas leaks and carbon monoxide. Everything came back perfect. Then I noticed something else. When Chloe sat on the floor in that exact spot without the desk, she still got headaches. But move her 3 feet away and nothing. She said, Mom, it feels like something's pushing on my brain right there. That's when I knew it was that specific corner. I got down on my hands and knees and really looked. The floorboards there had a slight dip, like something had settled underneath. Next to them was this old radiator with a metal cover that had been painted over about 20 times. I pried off the radiator cover with a crowbar. Behind it was this tiny door, maybe 2 feet tall. My flashlight showed a crawl space under the floor. Something was in there wrapped in rotting fabric. I pulled it out. The fabric fell apart and a small skeleton tumbled onto my bedroom floor. A child's skeleton, curled up tight. I screamed so loud my husband came running. He said, oh my God, what the hell is that? The cops showed up in 10 minutes and our house turned into a crime scene. The detective kept asking, how long have you owned this house? Only 2 years, I told him. The forensics guy carefully examined everything. He said, these bones are at least 70 years old based on deterioration. No clothes remained, no jewelry, nothing that could identify this child. But here's what made everyone stop cold. The radiator wasn't a normal radiator. It was completely fake, just a metal shell. The forensics guy said, I've never seen anything like this. Inside were these weird glass tubes filled with some kind of dried brown residue. They sent samples to the lab immediately. The coroner found that the bones showed signs of prolonged exposure to an unknown chemical, something that had seeped into the marrow. The floorboards above where the body was hidden had absorbed the same chemical. That's what was making Chloe sick. The lab results came back 3 days later. The FBI agent said, we need to talk. The brown residue was a mixture of formaldehyde and something they couldn't identify. Not any known chemical. The fake radiator was actually some kind of preservation system. The agent said, we found this exact same setup in 4 other states. Fake radiators hiding children's bodies, all with the same chemical residue. All the children were between 5 and 7 years old. None of them matched any missing persons reports. The houses were built by different companies in different decades, but every fake radiator had the same serial number stamped inside. The FBI traced it to a medical supply company that closed in 1951. All their records were destroyed in a fire. The FBI kept digging and found the connection. The agent told me, a traveling salesman worked for that medical supply company. He installed specialty radiators in homes between 1948 and 1951. He used fake names in each town. Nobody knew his real identity. He would tell families, these purify the air, great for children's health. The FBI found his sales route by tracking old newspaper ads. 43 towns in 12 states. They've been quietly checking every house he might have visited. So far, they've found 22 skeletons. All children, all preserved the same way, all unidentified. The chemical residue is still being analyzed. The investigation is ongoing.